For the year 2020, I'm making a video review for every new movie I watch, whether in theaters or at home, and on May 7th, I watched Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Welcome to my year in movies. This is talking to myself. A murder mystery brings together a private eye, a struggling actress, and a thief masquerading as an actor. After checking out and really enjoying The Nice Guys, I thought I would check out Shane Black's previous action comedy that stars Robert Downey Jr., Val Kilmer, and Michelle Monaghan. The film opened with a kid magician who was going to saw a little girl in half with a chainsaw, and they get halfway into sawing the girl in half, and the girl's just screaming and flailing in the box, and turns out she's faking, and I'm like, that's bold. I'm on board with this. It was a bold choice. It was also a bold choice to try and convince us Michelle Monaghan and Robert Downey Jr. were 2 years apart. No, nice try. It was a cute attempt, but no. The narration in this film was a strong suit. They take a very fun approach to the concept of a narrator. They use the unreliable narrator shtick really effectively. Harry stops, starts over, goes back, adds in more details. He skips around. I liked that. I honestly don't know if they kept it up the whole movie, but about the time where I'd be like, man, they're gonna bring the narration back in the end and it's not gonna factor in anymore. About the time I'd be thinking that, they usually brought it back and I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. Yeah, it at least makes reappearances before the end, and that's points in its favor. And it does help with the tone, but gosh, narration is tricky to do. Maybe there should have been more montages. I don't know. It's hard to not... Let me not split infinitives. It's hard not to compare this to The Nice Guys because they both have the premise of two chaotic, stupid detectives who have a tense relationship trying to solve a girl's murder. And while Kiss Kiss Bang Bang has some good lines, I found myself preferring The Nice Guys about 40 minutes in. And this feels like practice for The Nice Guys, really. Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe have a more easygoing rapport, whereas Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer have more of this biting back and forth that makes it hard to root for them. It's easy to laugh at their interactions, but I don't care about what happens to them because they don't care what happens to each other, really. And individually, I don't care about Harry or Perry, honestly, together or separate, but I would watch a whole movie about Holland March. I would watch a whole movie about Jackson Healy separate. Everything Shane Black does in this movie, he does better in The Nice Guys, basically. Robert Downey Jr. is funny, but again, the cadence makes it feel like Tony Stark. It's totally because I watched him play Tony Stark for 10 years. That's not totally his fault, but his delivery is that it's the same cadence. He's definitely capable of playing different characters. His Sherlock Holmes, I love his Sherlock Holmes. He's fantastic in Tropic Thunder. Oh my goodness. But this role felt like Tony Stark. And he even has described it as his calling card for Tony Stark. This was his sort of audition, his method of being see, I can be good in movies, but it didn't work for me at all. And that being said, Robert Downey Jr. should play likable idiots more often. He has great expressions for playing really dumb, stupid idiots. And he also does a good job of just playing guys who are trying their best. I hope now that he's free of Tony Stark, as free as Disney will let him be, I hope he takes the chance to play guys stripped of assets and accoutrement. I think it would benefit him greatly to play guys who have nothing to draw on, who are just purely going off of their own skill set, what they have on their person. And that's kind of what Iron Man 3 delivered on to some extent, because Tony's stripped of his suit and he just has what he has in his head, and that's cool. But it works really well for this film. I just didn't care about Harry all that much. And that being said, he does have some really strong moments. The scene after Harry shoots a guy is played really well. He has really good acting in that scene, because I think it's a very realistic portrayal of the adrenaline coming down and realizing, oh no, what have I done? He's also super good with talking with a cigarette in his mouth. 2005 was also peak attractive Robert Downey Jr. time. He's a very boyish charm that I definitely am into. He's a cutie here. Can't lie. Gosh, the greatest injustice in this movie is making Val Kilmer unlikable and uncharismatic, because Val Kilmer is very capable of being extremely witty and quippy and charismatic. his performance in Tombstone is transcendent. His Doc Holliday is a legendary performance. None of that charisma is here. Also, he reminded me a lot of John Travolta this whole time, and that was just really distracting. Michelle Monaghan is good. I liked her character. They let her be kind of stupid sometimes, but you know, she's also very capable. She's very charming. I like Michelle Monaghan a lot. I like her a lot more in the Mission Impossible movies, I think. But she's really good here. Stop playing with the sponge, gosh darn. But yeah, I think she was a valuable member of the party. She actually had some autonomy. Her goals weren't necessarily limited to the goals of the other characters in the film. Serviceable, at best, I don't know. The funniest scene in the movie is Harry putting a single bullet in a 6-shooter to use to intimidate, and he pulls the trigger and immediately kills the guy. And Perry yells at him like, "What? You just shot him." He says, "I know, I put a bullet in the gun. That means I only had an 8% chance of shooting him." And Val Kilmer's character looks around like, "Who taught you math? 8%?" I nearly spat out my drink all over my laptop. It was beautiful. Despite that, and despite like the moments throughout the film that are really funny, ultimately Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is forgettable, and it's a little disappointing. Like, I was expecting more from it. It sagged despite its really short runtime. It didn't feel very clear what was happening. I had to reread the synopsis to make sure I understood the ending, and like, that's a bummer, but like, they can't all be winners, and that's okay. It's, yeah, maybe this is something where I missed it. I totally missed what was great about it, but you know, that's just how it be. I figure if I want to watch Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I'm just gonna watch The Nice Guys again. We have to acknowledge that this paved the way for The Nice Guys to be as good as it was. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang walked so The Nice Guys could run. This has been My Year in Movies. Thank you for watching.